Chapter 24. I turn around to see Michael grinning from ear to ear. I shoot him a dubious look and whisper back, Maytag Club? Yeah, it's like the Mile High Club, only with a spin cycle. Very funny. I'm serious, he says. He's still in his robe, though it's now open down the front. I want you right here. That gets him the mother of all dubious looks from me. Sure, and when Penley wanders in, I suppose you'll be able to explain everything. He laughs. This is a laundry room, Chris. It's the last place Penley would ever wander into. He has a point there. Still. Go and take your shower, I say, and push him away. Better make it a cold one, Buster. Thanks for thinking of me, though. Instead of leaving, Michael takes me in his arms and begins to gently kiss the curve of my neck. He knows I like this a lot, usually. I stand there not giving in. What happened to your hangover? I ask. All of a sudden, I feel a lot better. I glance down, I can tell. He pulls me closer, his lips moving toward mine. Michael has beautiful, sensuous lips that are nearly impossible to resist. But I'm still not giving in. This is about Penley setting me up with that guy, isn't it? The cute guy, Steven? Not at all. He leans back, gazing into my eyes. You're not really going to go out with him, though, are you? I knew it. You're jealous. Okay, maybe a little. She is such a bitch, phony, condescending, sadistic. His hand glides down my stomach. He reaches into my pants, his fingers disappearing between my legs. Damn. There's nothing more sexy to me than a very confident man displaying a dash of vulnerability. I start to give in a little. We've never done anything like this in the apartment, not even the couple of times we've been here alone. Michael, I say, returning his kisses, the children. They're fine. Not if they see this. I know this is wrong, that I should stop. This is so bad, but it feels so good. And Penley won't come in here. I undo Michael's robe all the way and stroke him with my hand. It's as if I've lit a fuse. He's very hard and very large. Quickly, powerfully, he grabs my shoulders, spinning me around, as promised. Down go my pants and my underwear. I reach and grip the back of the washer, the metal cold against my bare thighs. He enters me amid a swell of goosebumps, and after only a few swift thrusts, I feel myself ready to explode. Miss Kristen, where are you? Sean's little voice filters in from down the hallway. Mike and I both freeze in place. Did you find my Jimmy Neutron socks? He calls out. Tell him you'll be right there, whispers Michael, slowly beginning to thrust again. Feeling every inch of him inside me, I can barely speak. The moment couldn't be more dangerous, or more of a turn-on. The socks are still in my hand, and I squeeze them tight as my body tenses, quivering. Miss Kristen, Sean calls out again, are you there? Michael takes hold of my hips, thrusting faster and deeper, faster and deeper. My head whips back, my toes curl, and then my entire body completely lets go. I'm coming! 5. Chapter 25. Connie squints and makes a funny face, which is just what I need right now. Funny. They really should pass out flashlights with the menus, don't you think? Either that or pay the electric bill, jokes Beth. My two best New York friends and I share a knowing laugh, keenly aware that our restaurant of choice this evening, the very dimly lit and ultra-hip Bond Street, is a far cry from our usual more modest haunts. In the heart of downtown, the place offers Japanese cuisine at its trendiest and most expensive. The sake alone goes for $20 a serving. Yikes. I raise my palm. Speaking of paying the bill, what on earth are we doing here? You said you needed a night out, Chris, so I figured we splurge a little, says Connie. You're worth it, sweetheart. Besides which, the Abbott show is going to call any day now, any second, so we're pre-celebrating. I glance down at the menu with its skyrocket prices before looking back up at Beth, the struggling actress, and Connie, the social worker with the city's Division of Family Services. We're splurging, all right. So how's the pencil? Beth asks. Thin and mean as ever, I answer. Why doesn't she like you, Kristen? I don't get it. Who wouldn't like you? Actually, I'm not sure Penley likes anyone. After 2 years, though, you'd think she'd at least trust me with the kids. Connie chimes in with a smile. She probably thinks you're writing the sequel to the Nanny Diaries. We all laugh at that one. Seriously, if you hate this wretch of a woman so much, why do you keep working for her? Asked Beth. This stepmom from hell. The kids are, I love them, and they really do need me. Never mind their father. There have been so many times I wanted to tell Beth and Connie about my affair with Michael. Maybe I haven't because I'm embarrassed or ashamed, which I am, or maybe because I know what they would say. Be careful, Kristen, you could really get hurt, and I don't want to hear it. Especially because they could be more right than I'm willing to admit. So I keep Michael to myself. From time to time, I tell the girls about having a few dates with some made-up guy. The script is always the same. He seems so promising at first and then turns out to be a loser from one kind or another. At no point do Beth and Connie question my continuing bad luck with men because such is life for a single girl in Manhattan. Or is that true everywhere? It was definitely that way for me in Boston. What can I get you this evening? Asks our waiter, almost sneaking up on us. He's dressed in black head to toe. The three of us order a small feast, and when it arrives, everything is delicious. At least I'm pretty sure it is. With all the drinks we're also having, my taste buds are getting a little numb, and I'm starting to get buzzed. Soon there's no recurring dream, no weird pictures in my dark room, and no guilt over Michael and me in the laundry room this morning. Come on, says Connie, the night is still young and so are we. This is Kristen's night. We head from the restaurant over to the Luna Lounge on Ludlow Street and check out a band called Johnny Cosine and the Tangents that Beth read about in the Village Voice. What a riot. 4 guys who look as if they met in their high school math club. They wear nerdy clothes and pocket protectors and play these great silly songs like Slide Rule Love and I Think You're a Cute. Connie, Beth, and I dance and laugh hysterically together, having an absolute blast. It's nights like this that remind me how truly wonderful this city is, and that, damn it, I am young, and I have great friends. Don't look now, says Beth with an elbow to my ribs, but I think that guy's checking you out. I turn and see him immediately. He's sitting at the bar, staring directly at me. Instinctively, I look away. I don't think it's anything about him, just the circumstances of the past couple of days. See what I mean? Says Beth with a playful smile. She spins around, her arms swaying to the music. I'll leave you two alone. He's cute, Kristen. Remember, this is your night. I turn back to the guy and our eyes lock. He's nicely toned with a chiseled face and long blonde hair tied in a ponytail. He could be European, French perhaps. Then again, he could be from Soho or Portland, Oregon. It's hard to tell these days. Either way, I don't think he's my type, whatever that is. But the eye flirting is kind of fun. It's not like I'm cheating. I wait for him to do something, a smile, a nod, a wave, anything. Nothing. He just continues to stare in my direction. He barely even blinks. What's his deal? The dance floor goes dark. The band starts up with another song, something fast, disco-like, as a beam of light hits a mirror ball hanging from the ceiling. The room begins to spin. Through the dizzying lights, I glance at the guy with the ponytail again. He's still looking at me. Ignore him. I turn my back and move closer to Connie and Beth, forming a triangle. We get tighter and tighter as more people spill onto the dance floor. It's really packed. I can feel the floorboards shaking beneath my feet. Is he still staring? Don't look. But I want to know. I am buzzed, after all. I lean in, shouting over the music to get Connie and Beth to check for me. At the bar? The one with the ponytail, I say. Where? Asks Connie, her neck craning. I don't see him anymore, says Beth. I turn and he's gone. All that remains is an empty bar stool. Okay, that's fine. Let's dance, I say to the girls. It's my night. Chapter 27. Maybe 20 seconds later, the guy with the ponytail is walking toward Beth, Connie, and me, slowly weaving his way through the traffic jam of people on the dance floor. He's wearing a black suit and white shirt, open collar. My instinct is to give him a wink, just a little one, but I don't do it. Beth, Connie, I say. They can't hear me. They're so wrapped up in the music they don't even notice I've stopped dancing. He's getting closer, and maybe because of what's happened lately, my skin is starting to crawl. Beth, Connie, I say again. But the music's too loud. A strobe light kicks in, hurting my eyes. It's like a million flashbulbs going off, one after the other. I can't see him anymore, and that makes it worse, because I know he's there, and getting closer. There he is, a dozen feet away. What does he want? He's stopped in the middle of a dance floor. It seems as if everybody in the club is moving except for the two of us. His blank stare is gone. In its place, a slight smile. I get the feeling he knows me, or at least knows who I am. This isn't a chance encounter, is it? Could he be a detective? Maybe he works with the older skinny guy? That makes some sense to me, as much as anything does lately. He comes up to me and stands maybe, 2 feet away. You were watching me, I say. You were staring. You caught me. You're very pretty, you know. You must know that. I do, kind of. Usually I dress down, but not tonight. Maybe because I feel safe with my girls around. I start to say something, but he raises his hand and cuts me off, like he's used to being in control. Listen, you seem like a nice person. You ought to really watch yourself. Be careful, huh? He leans in real close, too close. I'm not kidding around. You've been warned. Chapter 28. Not again. Please, not again. I awake the next morning to everything repeating itself. Well, actually, that's not accurate. This time I open my eyes to total darkness. Not the darkness of a room in the middle of the night. Like nothingness, blackness. With a soundtrack, the unidentified song playing in my head. Then comes picture, the dream, the 4 gurneys, the hand emerging from that body bag. And I'm jolting up in bed, screaming, sweating, trembling. I hear a loud banging, only it's not at my door. This time it's coming from my ceiling, or rather from the apartment above me. Apparently it's not only Mrs. and Mr. Herbert Rosencrantz. I'm waking up at the crack of dawn. Sorry, I shout out. I truly am. Double sorry because it's Saturday. I hope my upstairs neighbor will be able to get back to sleep. As for me, I know I can't, or won't. As exhausted as I am from being out last night with Connie and Beth, I'm not about to close my eyes again. Doesn't matter that I've got the weekend off. My dream, this nightmare, doesn't. Besides, how could I sleep with this music in my head? It's still there, the mystery song. Worse, I think it's getting louder. Or is that just my head throbbing? Yesterday was Michael's turn to have the hangover. Today it's mine. Slowly, I will myself out of bed and into the bathroom, where I shake a couple of aspirin into my hand, washing them down with some New York tap. Then it's straight to the kitchen to make some coffee. I'm not much of a Java junkie and usually only drink the stuff for quote-unquote medicinal purposes, like now. A while back, though, Michael turned me on to Kona coffee from Hawaii, and I've been loving it. I get it over at Oren's Daily Roast on 58th Street. Michael's particular about his coffee, but not really in a snobbish way. The only reason he doesn't like Starbucks, he says, is due to the laptop losers who treat the place like their own personal office and hog all the seating. One morning I saw him go a little nuclear on a guy who was using 2 chairs for just his knapsack. Sipping a cup of Kona in my kitchen, I try to get a handle on the growing weirdness of the past few days. Is that even the right word for it, I wonder? Weirdness? Maybe there's more to this than I realize, or maybe it's the opposite and I'm overreacting. Or maybe I'm simply thinking about it too much. It's not as if I have a solution to make it stop. I'm weighing that last possibility when the phone rings. It's awfully early for someone to be calling. The caller ID says operator. Strange. I pick up, hello? The operator sounds close to being a recording without being one. I have a collect call from Kristen Burns. Will you accept the charges? Clearly the coffee hasn't kicked in yet because I could have sworn she said she had a collect call from Kristen Burns. I'm sorry, who's calling? This is the operator. That part I got. No, I mean, who's trying to call me, I ask. Hold on a second, please. There's a click on the line and she's gone for a few seconds before returning. It's Kristen Burns, she says. Is this some type of joke? Michael, is that you, I ask. There's another click and I wait, but the operator doesn't come back. No one does. The line goes dead. I guess Kristen Burns doesn't want to talk to me after all. I'm not sure what to think after that phone call, except that I really don't feel like hanging around my apartment. Maybe because I'm shaking and I can't make it stop. As for the word weirdness to describe what's going on, it's officially far too mild a term. At times like this, as if there's ever been a time like this before in my life, I try to think of a bigger picture. For example, one second the whole universe was smaller than the head of a pin. The next second it was billions of times larger than the Earth. And the lesson to be learned from the big picture is exactly what? Thankfully there's an errand I have to run. Errands are good when you think you might be going stark raving mad. So after showering and getting dressed, I hail a cab for a Gotham photo over in Chelsea. I've got a camera that needs a new lens. Hi, is Javier here today? I ask, walking up to the counter at Gotham. I notice that my shaking has finally stopped. Hey, the song in my head is gone too. He's in the back, says the clerk. Is there something I can help you with? If you don't mind, I'd like to wait for him. Sure, I'll let him know, he says. You're Kristen, right? Yep, hi. The entire staff at Gotham Photo is friendly and they all know their stuff, but Javier is my favorite. He's always able to explain some of the more technical aspects of lenses and film without making me feel like an amateur. Truly, he's as nice as can be. How are you, Kristen? It's good to see you, he greets me, smiling. He's tall and thin and cultured, with a very gentle way about him. We chat for a bit about anything and everything, so long as it has to do with photography. This isn't merely a job for Javier, it's more like a calling. He loves cameras that much. My mother bought me my first Rolleiflex 35 when I was 6 years old, he once told me. I believe it. So when am I going to read about you in Blind Spot, he asks. That's the hit magazine that covers the famous as well as up-and-coming photographers. Just as soon as I get a new lens, I answer. I tell him about breaking mine and we get busy choosing a replacement. After discussing a few, we settle on the latest Leica, which he highly recommends. It's lighter and shoots cleaner, he says, and the best part is that I can give it to you for over $100 less than the one you had. Twist my arm, Javier. As he writes up the sales slip, I casually tell him about the transparent light effect happening with the pictures I developed from the hotel. Unfortunately, I didn't think to bring the shots with me. I do my best to describe the glitch, but without Javier's being able to see it, he can only offer educated guesses. Most I've thought of, a few I haven't. Of course, if it had anything to do with your old lens, he says with a grin, your problem is solved. I'm anxious to find out, so I start taking pics the moment I leave the store. I want a full roll to develop when I get home later. After snapping a few shots of a meticulously groomed Lhasa Apso being walked by a woman who looks like Nancy Reagan, I head north and come upon two block-shaped movers struggling to load a huge armoire onto their truck. Both their faces twist and contort so horribly that it's absolutely beautiful. Click, click, click. I smile to myself. I never feel more comfortable, more at home than I do behind the camera. It's so relaxing and yet at the same time so empowering. You see people in an entirely different light. Sure, they say the eyes are the windows to the soul, but for my money, it's the camera eye that gives you the real glimpse of what's inside a person. I've got a few more shots left on the roll as I'm aiming at the stream of people crossing the street up at the next walk sign. They move in almost perfect unison and yet remain oblivious to one another, all looking directly ahead at the coming sidewalk. All that is except for one. It's a man standing still at the corner. He's caught my eye. I focus on his face, watching the viewfinder as the image slowly transforms from blurry to holy shit. Staring back at me clear as day is something I can't believe, not even after what's happened during the last few days. Something impossible. Something that makes me feel that I must be crazy. Only it's worse than that because I know I'm not crazy, but what I'm looking at sure is. I'm shivering uncontrollably, and that burning smell is in the air again, but My lens remains focused straight ahead on him. He's standing on the far corner wearing a long, single-button gray coat that looks as if it came from one of those vintage clothing stores over on Bleecker Street. Only I know it didn't come from some shop on Bleecker or anywhere else in New York. Actually, it's from Concord, Massachusetts. Suspicious, I lower my camera as if somehow this piece of metal and molded plastic in my hands is the culprit and the cause of all this. It's not. I can see clearly with my own eyes, the square jaw, the bullet-shaped head, the thick glasses, even the narrow hunched shoulders. It's him. My father is standing there on that street corner. Don't think, just shoot. Quickly, I snap a few shots, even though my hands are jiggling the camera insanely. Then I call out. My father sees me. I know he sees me, but he doesn't answer. I take a few steps forward and call out again, louder. Dad! He's looking right at me. Why won't he say anything, or wave, or something? I continue toward him, and at last he reacts by walking away, fast walking, as if he's afraid of me or something. Wait! I yell. Dad, please don't go. I need to talk to you. He disappears around the corner, and I immediately sprint after him. Crossing the street, I see him farther up the block. He's running now. What's going on? What can this possibly mean? I call out again, begging him to stop. I just want to talk to you. Dad! 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 We were always so close, practically inseparable. When I was a little girl, he used to pretend to race me all the time. Back then, I knew he was letting me win because he loved me so much. He wasn't letting me win now, though. Obviously not now. Chapter 30 Run. I'm running as fast as I can. The sidewalk is crowded and I try my best to weave in and out of pissed off looking people while keeping an eye on the gray coat and crew cut head bobbing farther up the block. Hey, watch it, a woman barks angrily as we slam shoulders. Sorry, I say. My father turns another corner, then he darts across an intersection just as the light goes green. Cars, cabs, and trucks hit the gas. But I don't stop. I don't even look both ways. I have to catch him. Nothing is more important. I'm convinced he's the answer to everything that's happening. Leaping from the curb, I hear tires screeching and feel the hot breezes kicked up from the asphalt by one near collision after another. The huge chrome grille of a bus misses me by less than a foot. The hell is your problem, lady? Yells the driver out his window. You have no idea. Please, Dad, please stop, I yell. Daddy, please. And just like that, the gray coat comes to a halt. My father turns on the sidewalk and our eyes meet. We're maybe 50 feet apart. I want to help you, he says, but you have to do it yourself. Dad, what's happening to me? Be careful, Kristen. I open my mouth to ask why, how, what is it that I have to do? But he takes off again before the words can form. I cave into my emotions, collapsing to the pavement. My palms are skin raw as they break the fall. I look up helplessly and catch a final glimpse of his head disappearing around the next corner. Meanwhile, people form a circle around me, watching and wondering what my problem is. I know that look. I've given that look. They think I'm crazy. You don't understand, I tell them. Look, tell anyone who will listen or even stare down at me with a look of disdain. You don't understand. My father's been dead for 12 years. 6. Chapter 32. Anyway, after seeing my dead father, I can't get home fast enough, though it's the very place I had to escape from less than an hour ago. In the cab back to my building, all I do is stare at my camera and wonder about the film inside. I squeezed off 3, maybe 4 shots of my father. I can't remember exactly, but all I need is one. What's scarier, that it's really him or that it's all in my head? Practically bursting through the front door to my apartment, I make a beeline for the dark room and hopefully some answers. Hurry up! I implore the film as it stews in the processing tank. Move it! I think this is the only time I wish I owned one of those instant cameras. I'm so single-minded about getting these shots developed that for a few minutes I don't pay the slightest attention to what's all around me. Pinned to the corkboard walls are the pictures from the Falcon, a morbid exhibit if there ever was one. But once I notice them, I can't keep from looking at them. Bad idea. Also on one corkboard are some old shots from my days growing up in Concord, Massachusetts. My mother, my father, my 2 sisters, and one shot of my boyfriend from college, Matthew, with his head cropped off, which is so richly deserved. Hurry up, I yell again at the developing film. Finally, there's something to see. I pull up one of the shots, staring hard at the image, the great coat, the hunched over posture, the man whose casket I saw lowered into the ground back home with my own eyes. It's my father. My eyes tear up as I grab another shot, and then another, poring over every detail. Suddenly, it's as if I'm chasing him all over again. I'm out of breath, my chest burning. The room feels as though it's caving in, and I reach out for the wall to steady myself. So this is what a panic attack feels like. Desperate for air, I flee the dark room, and when that's not enough, I run around opening all the windows in my apartment. I try to breathe normally, but I can't. Come on, Kristen, keep it together. Somehow, some way, this has to start making sense. You just have to find the organizing principle. It wasn't my father, I tell myself, just someone who looks like him. Maybe someone trying to mess with my mind. It's gotta be something like that. Christ, how insanely paranoid can I get? Someone messing with my mind? Who? Out of nowhere, a sharp pain shoots straight up from my feet. My thighs and calves are throbbing and I can't stand it anymore, not any of this. Balling my hands into fists, I begin to pound at my legs. I'm literally beating myself up. Stop it, stop it, stop it. Closing my eyes, I let go with a primal scream, and yet at the same time, I also have a very sane thought. This is no time to be alone. Chapter 33. I call Michael. Actually, I page him. That's how we work it on the weekends. The arrangement between us. I'm the supposed big client to whom he gives direct access 24/7, so Penley doesn't raise a tweezed eyebrow when he disappears into his study to call me back on his private line. I even have a name, Carter Whitmore. Sort of sounds like a guy in finance. 2 minutes later, my phone rings. I don't bother with hello and cut right to the chase. I need to see you. Before Michael can respond, I realize how that sounds, or at least how he might interpret it, sexually. I mean, I need to talk to you, I tack on. Strangely, I'm feeling better now, calmer. Okay, so let's talk. Where can I meet you? Oh, he says haltingly, we can't do this on the phone. I'd rather not. Tell you that either I'm cracking up or it's a whole lot worse than that. You sound stressed. Is everything okay? No, I answer. Can't we meet somewhere? That's the problem. I'm about to take Dakota and Sean to the Central Park Zoo. Perfect. I'll meet you there. 10 minutes. Silence. What is it, Michael? The kids, he says. What, don't you think they'd like to see me? Of course I do. That's my point, Kristen. They'll like it so much it will be the first thing they tell their mother when they get home. Then what if I just happen to bump into you guys? He chuckles in a way I immediately don't like, almost condescending. It can be that way, but not with me. I think you're reaching, he says. Now I'm a little pissed, and yes, I am stressed, okay? You're right, Michael. I am reaching. I'm reaching out to you, and you're not there for me. Come on, don't be so melodramatic, Chris. Take it all down a notch. I press him. What about later? Are you free after the zoo? The silence again says it all. I can't hear a response. I would if I possibly could. Penley made plans tonight with another couple. I'm about to vent the mother load of frustration and a whole lot worse on him when he abruptly clears his throat. I'll check on those figures for you, Carter. I'm on it, he says in his best business voice. Shit. Penley just walked in, didn't she? I ask. I say, yes, Carter, that's correct. You have such a good feel for these things. I listen to Michael babble on about debt ratios and the non-farm payroll report. Give him credit. That switchover was seamless. Okay, she's gone, he says seconds later. What does she want? The kids are waiting on me, so she was pointing at her watch and making an incredibly bitchy face. Then again, what else is new? I can't help a slight smile. I am calmer now, and I love it when he dumps on Penley. All the better for my Dump Penley campaign. So where were we, he asks. You're not being there for me, I answer. Michael sighs. I'm so sorry, honey, he says. Tell you what, how's this? We're supposed to drive out to Connecticut tomorrow to see my in-laws. I'll do like I did last time and tell Penley that something came up with work. Better yet, I'll blame it on you, Carter. Can you really do that? Sure, we can spend the whole day together, maybe drive upstate and have a picnic somewhere, and you can tell me whatever it is you want to talk about. The thing is, I want to tell him right now. At least I think I do. Which raises an interesting question. How much do I really trust him? This much? Michael, Oh shit, he interrupts, sounding rushed. Penley's heading back this way. I'll call you tomorrow morning, okay? There's no time to respond. He's gone. I hang up as if in slow motion. It's hard to put the feeling into words. Empty, numb, still alone. Usually just the thought of being with Michael makes everything better. No longer, at least not today, because tomorrow isn't soon enough for me. Right away, I pick up the phone again. There's somebody else I need to call. Actually, this should have been my first call.